Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are jumping into one of the most incredible building stories of all time. We're talking gold, giant stones, and a promise that changed everything.
All right, just think about this for a second. What if you had to build the most amazing house in the world, but you couldn't make a single sound while doing it? No hammers, no saws, nothing. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly the challenge a king once took on.
Okay, so let's get into the plan. This whole amazing idea actually started with a promise from a father, King David, to his son, Solomon.
Yeah, see? This was the key. This wasn't going to be just some fancy palace for a king to live in. Nope, the plan was for something way, way bigger. This was meant to be a special house for God himself. Talk about pressure.
All right, on to the construction. So how in the world did they pull this off? First off, this was not a quick job. We're talking seven full years to get this done. Imagine that. 7 years of thousands of people working together on this one epic goal. So how did they do it? Well, it was kind of like the world's biggest, most complicated Lego set. You had workers way over here cutting these giant stones, and then way over there, others were shaping these huge logs from the forest. And somewhere else entirely, people were making all this incredible golden furniture. Then they brought every single finished piece to the mountain to be put together.
And this is the part that just blows my mind. Because everything was pre-made, perfectly cut to size somewhere else, the actual building site was silent. Can you picture it? This massive temple going up piece by piece like a giant puzzle without the bang of a hammer or the clang of metal. Just quiet.
So what did it look like when it was done? Oh man, just spectacular. The walls on the inside lined with this gorgeous carved wood. But then, get this, they covered it all in polished gold. Gold! Plus precious stones everywhere and the most amazing furniture you can imagine. It must have been absolutely blindingly beautiful.
Okay, the building is done. Now what? Well, it's time to throw the biggest party ever.
And when I say big, I mean everyone was there. People from all over the country, even guests from other nations, all packed into the courtyards. They were all there to see this incredible golden temple they'd been hearing about for years.
And you can't have a party without music, right? Well, their orchestra was epic. I'm talking 120 priests, all playing trumpets at the same time. 120. Can you even imagine that sound?
And the amazing thing was, it wasn't just loud. The story goes that all the singers and all the musicians, they were so perfectly in tune, so together, that it sounded like one single, powerful voice praising God. Just incredible.
So right then, at the peak of all this amazing music, something happened. Something magical. A sign that all that work had paid off.
Out of nowhere, a thick, mysterious cloud just filled the whole temple. And we're not talking about smoke from a campfire. This was described as the actual glory of God filling the house that was built for him.
In fact, this cloud was so powerful, so bright, that the priests couldn't even do their jobs. They literally had to leave because the feeling, the glory, was just too much. That's pretty intense.
And King Solomon, he knew exactly what this meant. This was the sign. It was God basically saying, yep, I'm here, I love it, job well done. The whole 7-year project was a huge success.
So seeing this cloud, Solomon steps up in front of everyone. It was time for a very important prayer.
Now you'd think this would be his moment to brag, right? I mean, he just built this golden palace, but no. He gets down on his knees right in front of everybody, and his prayer isn't about him at all. It's about how great God is.
He said something really amazing. He basically looked up and said, God, you're so big, the entire universe can't even contain you, so how could this little house I built possibly be enough? It really shows you what was in his heart.
And then he did something else that's super important. He prayed for strangers. He asked God to listen to the prayers of visitors from other countries to make the temple a place for everyone.
And maybe the most important part of his whole prayer was this. He kept asking for forgiveness. He wanted the temple to be a place where people could come, admit they messed up, and get a fresh start. A place for new beginnings. And that's really the whole point, isn't it? This incredible, golden, jewel-covered building, it wasn't really about the gold. It was built to be a place for something more important. Humility,
forgiveness, and making sure everyone felt welcome.
So it kind of makes you think, right? What makes a place feel really special to you? Is it how it looks on the outside or what it stands for on the inside? Something to chew on. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.